Toy Spot, we are having a look at the McFarlane Toys Movie Maniacs Series 2, Child's Play 2, Chucky. Long overdue request. I know you guys have been looking forward to seeing me eventually getting around to reviewing this guy, and the moment is happening right now. Chucky comes with a display stand featuring the Child's Play 2 poster as well. He also includes a knife. Package-wise, it would be the same sort of packaging as all the other Movie Maniacs Series 2 figures. On the side of the package, feature film figures. A lot of Fs. Spin around the back of the package, though, and you know what? We'll spin it sideways, too, so you can get a better look at the packaging. The other figures in this set consist of Halloween's Michael Myers, The Crow Eric Draven, Psycho Norman Bates, Bride of Chucky box set, Child's Play 2 Chucky, Pumpkinhead, and Ghostface from Scream. If you were to set your time machines back to 1999, other figures available would have been the Spawn The Dark Ages Series 14, Austin Powers The Spy Who Shagged Me, Ozzy Osbourne, The Beatles, Tim Burton's Sleepy Hollow, and Techno Spawn Series 15. Spot's going to take a break and get this opened up. When we come back, though, we're going to get a better look at the Movie Maniacs Series 2, Child's Play 2, Chucky. There's more anyway, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. With an absolutely poor ability to stand, I've just got Chucky laying down right now. He actually stands fine on a flat surface, just again the fabric surface, not so much. Chucky comes with a Movie Maniacs display stand. All the other Movie Maniacs have come with these in one way, shape, or form. Although again, as the series progressed, the really cool outlined borders have gotten progressively less and less till eventually it was basically just the bottom half holding a cardboard poster. It is still cardboard though. There's not really much holding it on the back except for a few dabs of glue. This, I wish again, was covered to the back because when you sometimes package these away, this tends to get a little crumpled and creased and wrinkled. But on the inside, you have the poster from Child's Play 2 with the tagline, "Sorry Jack, Chucky's back." That's probably one of the most memorable things I remember from old horror movie trailers was that old Child's Play 2 trailer. But the display stand, for what it is, very nice. I like this quite a lot. And again, it's a shame that we don't get more of these in like new figure releases. Accessories would be great as well, but I always dug the fact that McFarlane came and included these with their initial releases. So I like those. I like that a lot. There is also a little pamphlet. I won't spend too much time on the pamphlet, but just to kind of show you what it looks like all inside. Just kind of gives you instructions on if you had accessories, whereabouts would those accessories go into. Child's Play Chucky, Child's Play 2 Chucky being down at the bottom corner there. And again, some adverts down below for Sleepy Hollow and whatnot. We'll move that to the side as well. We don't need to see that anymore. Speaking of his accessories, Chucky here comes with just a basic standard cutting knife. Just a basic regular knife. The knife itself is crude, yes. The handle is a little on the very primitive looking sculpt, as well can be said for the blade itself. But I mean, again, these are older figures. You have to kind of look at them with a slightly different perspective. You can't compare it to figures that you get nowadays because obviously the differences will be quite drastic. So what it is, for what it is, it's not bad. You can take the knife and put it into Chucky's hand. Just like so. I know somebody's going to say you put it the wrong way. Let's just put it the right way there. There we go. And there's Chucky with the knife in hand. This hand, a little bit smaller. You could, I suppose, try to fit the knife into there as well, but the ideal place is probably in this hand here. Alright, so a long overdue review. I know you guys have been waiting for this video. Let's have a look at Chucky. How does he stack up? Well, unfortunately, over the course of time, some figures have held up better than others. Case in point. Spot, do you have an example? I do have an example. Case in point, the Movie Maniacs Candyman, I find to this day still stacks up as a really strong figure. It looks exactly like Tony Todd, and you could put it right next to the newer released NECA figures, and I think it still looks quite current. Chucky, on the other hand, not as much. Things I do like about the figure is the hair. The hair is very well rooted into the scalp or the head of the Chucky doll here. It's a nice coloring. The hair flows well. For a figure this old, 1999 after all, the hair is quite good. That's a plus. Let's start looking at the negatives. Negative-wise, his face isn't... It's not spectacular. It's not terrible either, mind you. It's just kind of middle of the road. What really kills it for this figure is not so much the limited posability, it's actually the coloring of his flesh, if you want to call it flesh. His coloring comes across so dingy, so dirty, almost a grayish tan color, that it takes me away from enjoying the figure, I think, as much as I could. If you kind of do a quick, and it's not quite 100% accurate, but if you take like the face of Chucky and you compare it just to the poster itself, the poster has a more flesh color, more warmer color, coloring to his skin. Whereas unfortunately, comparing him to that, the figure comes across almost more zombie-like than anything else. Especially when you start looking at his hands. His hands come across so gray, so dingy, so dead. Perhaps as zombie Chucky, I would accept that. But as a regular Chucky, he really should have had a lot more coloring going into his face. Let's examine his face a little bit further. Let's bring the camera in a little bit. The face, again, I'm not negative against the sculpt. The sculpt is pretty good. It's dated. It's, again, a much older figure. Some darker coloring, I think, around the eyes could have made this figure stand out a lot better. Like areas right around here, I think, could have afforded a little bit of a darker paint. The teeth are good. The freckles are good. Even the painted-in eyebrows that they've incorporated to the figure is also good. The downside, again, is just the coloring of the face. If the face was only just a more warmer tone of flesh coloring, I think the figure could have delivered a much stronger presentation. As for the rest of his body, he has the good guy's doll outfit. Not really exposed to any sort of tears or gashes as you would what you would expect to see him in from Bride of Chucky and onward. No, this is pretty much unscathed Chucky. Eventually, I'd love to see them incorporate, not McFarlane necessarily, because McFarlane's not really doing these anymore, but maybe NECA at some point. There are rumblings that we're going to get an Ultimate Chucky. It would be pretty cool if we could get like a mutated Chucky that we saw near the end of Child's Play 2, which I personally think Child's Play 2 is one of my favorite. It might be my favorite Child's Play movies of the entire franchise. I love Child's Play 2. When it comes to his posability, Chucky's head, here we go. Chucky's head does rotate all the way around, just on a standard swivel. Try not to mess up his hair in the process. I'm sure he's not going to like that. Arms rotate all the way around, of course, be it not for the knife in his hand. Speaking of his hand also does rotate. Rotation in the waist, and no rotation from the apparent look of it, no rotation in the feet. A tease once again by the incorporation of a peg on the underside of his foot, though unfortunately he does not come with a display stand to speak of. Closing thoughts when it comes to this figure. The figure is good. What kills it for me is the coloring. If the coloring was only slightly better and not as dead in the tone, I think the figure still could deliver a strong figure now. Like it could still stand up well to figures that we get nowadays. That being said, certainly am excited to see if NECA does approach a possibility of an Ultimate Chucky. We are also getting a retro cloth Chucky that's going to be released and paired with the Shout Factory release of the original Child's Play. So Spot will hopefully get a review of that going at some point when it does come, when it does come in the mail. I've pre-ordered it, so it's just a matter of it arriving. But in the meantime, today's Toy Spot, a long overdue request. I think this request has been happening probably for the last 8 years. People have been asking for this review. Finally delivered. Today we were having a look at the movie Maniacs Series 2, Child's Play 2, Chucky. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have more videos. He is. More videos heading your way. As always, thanks for watching. See you next time.